So apart from these two leopard cubs that he's not just feeding, but he's also named them. There's also a white tigress that's been brought to the Ashfaqullah Zoological Park in Gorakhpur, and this white tigress has been brought in from the Lucknow Zoo as of now. Was in quarantine, but just today on the Dussehra for the first time, people in Gorakhpur can go and see the white tigress named Geeta. We will show you those images and we'll tell you much more about that. I'm Gaurav Sawant. As always, let's get started with our top stories on 5 Live. Before that, I want to tell you about our top focus story about the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat at Nagpur, talking about building bridges with all communities in India, talking about an India which is without fear. Listen in.
Mega RSS Vijay Dashmi roar.
सनातन मूल्यों का क्षरण न हो, ये देखकर चलते समय और भी एक बाधा है, वो बाहर से है, जो भारतवर्ष की प्रगति को होने नहीं देना चाहते, हमारे बीच दूरियां बढ़ाने का प्रयास करते हैं।
RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat says Divide India Brigade is at play.
उधर उदयपुर में, इधर अमरावती में और भी जगह बहुत जघन्य क्रूरता वाली घटनाएं हुई। मुस्लिमों के भी कुछ प्रमुख लोगों ने इसका विरोध किया। अन्याय, असत्य, अत्याचार, आतंक के खिलाफ ऐसे ही खड़ा होना चाहिए।
Calls on Muslims to slam the beheadings. Asaduddin Owasi reacts sharply to the RSS chief. Says there is no need for population control. Bhagwat insists the Sangh is not anti-Muslim. RSS chief's mega Dussehra speak is our top focus on 5 Live.
Of course, while the RSS chief says there is no need to fear, there should be no fear-mongering either. That's exactly what Asaduddin Owaisi says, that there is a lot of fear-mongering and dog whistle politics that's happening. We'll talk about this in greater detail, but first, as always, the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi sounds the poll bugle in Himachal Pradesh. Poll-bound state gets projects worth 3,650 crore rupees. The Prime Minister celebrates Dussehra in Kullu.
मेरा सौभाग्य है कि विजयादशमी पर हिमाचल प्रदेश के लोगों को स्वास्थ्य, शिक्षा, रोजगार और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के हजारों करोड़ रुपए के प्रोजेक्ट इसका उपहार देने का अवसर मिला है।
Amit Shah's mega Vijayadashmi rally in Baramulla, North Kashmir, launches a massive Parivarwad attack on the Muftis, and the Abdullah says Gupkar brought Pak terror. Modi is bringing Vikas to Jammu and Kashmir. K. Chandrasekhar Rao's mega 2024 plan. KCR goes national, renames party as Bharat Rashtra Samiti, celebrations across Telangana. Mumbai set to witness Maharali face-off between Shinde and Uddhav Sena. Shinde camp makes an explosive claim, says MLAs and MPs from Uddhav-led faction to jump ship later today. Chorus to ban film Adipurush rises. Seers protest over misrepresentation of gods. Demand a ban on the film over insult to gods. Outraged Hindu groups write to the centre. RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat has flagged the need for a comprehensive population control policy that applies equally to all with no discrimination, and added this was in national interest to keep an eye on population imbalance. But this hasn't gone down well with the AIMIM chief and member of parliament Asaduddin Owasi. He reacted sharply and called it an annual day of dog whistles and hate speeches for the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh chief. His Vijay Dashmi address from Nagpur. Here's more.
जनसंख्या की एक समग्र नीति बने, वो सब पर समान रूप से लागू हो.
RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat's big demography remark, warning against lopsided numeric growth of any particular religion. The RSS chief was speaking at the Sangh's Vijay Dashmi rally at its Nagpur headquarters.
जनसंख्या की एक समग्र नीति बने, वो सब पर समान रूप से लागू हो. एक बार बनने के बाद किसी को छूट न मिले और समाज इसको स्वीकार कर ले, इसलिए उसके लिए मन बनाकर उसको लाया जाए, इसकी आवश्यकता है. जनसंख्या में पंथ संप्रदाय के प्रमाण में अंतर आने से नए देश बन गए, देश टूट गए.
The RSS chief also called on Muslims to slam Udaipur-like beheadings, where Islamist radicals had beheaded Hindu tailor Kanhaiya Lal.
कुछ दिन पहले उधर उदयपुर में, इधर अमरावती में और भी जगह बहुत जघन्य क्रूरता वाली घटनाएं हुई. जो हुआ वो बहुत क्रूरतापूर्ण हुआ. पूरा समाज विरोध में गया. हमेशा होता नहीं है, लेकिन इस बार मुस्लिमों के भी कुछ प्रमुख लोगों ने इसका विरोध किया, उसको गैर इस्लामिक बताया. अन्याय, असत्य, अत्याचार, आतंक के खिलाफ ऐसे ही खड़ा होना चाहिए, ये अपवाद न रहे. सभी समाजों के सज्जनों को ऐसा मुखर होना चाहिए.
The Sangh chief also referred to recent RSS dialogue with prominent Muslim intellectuals and said that the Sangh is not enemy of Muslims.
हिंदुस्तान हिंदू राष्ट्र है. इन बातों को मानने वालों का संगठन हम कहते हैं हम हिंदू संगठन करते हैं. हम किसी का विरोध नहीं करते, हमारा उनके साथ कोई झगड़ा नहीं है.
But a massive controversy broke out as the MIM chief Asaduddin Owasi called it annual hate rant of RSS. Owasi said that fear-mongering over population imbalance has resulted in genocide, ethnic cleansing and hate crimes across the world. Owasi had earlier invoked the flogging of Muslim Garba attackers by Gujarat cops to claim witch hunt against the community. Several opposition voices also slammed the RSS chief.
मैं तो चाहता हूँ भारत की जनसंख्या नियंत्रण पर जो जनसंघ ने किया था आरएसएस के संचालक से, मैं यही चाहूंगा कि इसके लिए उसकी निंदा करें, उसकी प्रताड़ना करें.
वैसे लोग जिनको डेमोग्राफी की समझ नहीं है ना, या जानकार नहीं है, उनको इन विषयों पे बोलने से बचना चाहिए. डेमोग्राफर्स हैं हमारे देश में, अच्छे डेमोग्राफर हैं जो डिकेडल रेट ऑफ ग्रोथ को बहुत अच्छे से एनालाइज करते हैं.
जगत जननी के रूप में उनकी कल्पना करें.
Will the RSS chief's fresh outreach for Muslim community pay off? Bureau Report, India Today.
इसका मतलब उनको पूजा घर में हम बंद करके रखें.
So at his annual Dashera address at the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh headquarters in Nagpur, Mohan Bhagwat spoke of population control. He spoke of the Hindu Rashtra. AIMIM MP and Chief Asaduddin Owasi has hit back, saying that this is an annual day of dog whistle and hate speech. But when Owasi talks of fear mongering, is he fear mongering himself? Joining me on this special broadcast is GVL Narasimha Rao, BJP MP and leader. Varis Pathan is AIMIM leader and spokesperson. Varis Pathan, I want to begin by asking you, where is this anti-Muslim dog whistle or hate speech? Isn't Asaduddin Owaisi indulging in fear-mongering at a time when Mohan Bhagwat is actually speaking of fighting a fake narrative and everyone living in harmony, sir?
Well, Gaurav, first and foremost, Sir Sanchalak Mohan Bhagwat earlier said that the DNAs of Hindus and Muslims are the same. So where is the imbalance? He says something, but then he comes forward and he just refutes that thing. And today, let me make a point very, very clear. I'll give you data that the imbalance cannot be said by Mohan Bhagwat because already there's a replacement is done. Where is the imbalance now? Kindly see from 1992 to 2015, Muslim fertility has declined from 4.4 to 2.6. Now, if this is the thing that the Muslim population is declined, then how does he say that? But the question is, he's targeting a particular community. Where is the imbalance? We were expecting Mr. Mohan Bhagwat to speak about the genocide call being given by his frontmans from UP and everywhere when they say the call for kill Muslims, pick up sword, kill the Muslims, let us make this Hindu Rashtra. We were expecting that Mr. Mohan Bhagwat will today say that, okay, why do you hit people on the streets? Why do you tie them to pole like in Gujarat? Who has given you power, permission to take law into your own hands? The country will run on the basis of constitution and on the basis of rule of law and not this whipping on the streets and people chanting and that too done by the police officers. And where in Modi's Garh in Gujarat, we were expecting Mr. Mohan Bhagwat to say this. We were expecting that he would highlight the issues of unemployment which is going on in the country. Because of the unemployment issue, Gaurav, so many Muslims are not getting married. So many individuals, even Hindus, they are not getting married because they don't have money to support themselves. How will they support their spouse or how will they support their children? Mr. Mohan Bhagwat should only consider that Mr. Modi has got 5 siblings, Yogi has got 7 siblings. Why does he forget that? So that is why we said that this is dog whistling politics and nothing but just to create fear mongering in the minds of the people.
No, but who is fear mongering? Let me take this to GVL Narasimha Rao.
Don't have jobs. The dollar has gone so high.
Okay, let's take this one by one. You know, you've opened a barrage. Let me get GVL Narasimha Rao to respond. Asaduddin Owaisi says the RSS has been fear mongering about population imbalance. The fear mongering that this will lead to genocide. The fear-mongering is that ethnic cleansing and hate crimes are happening, GVL Narasimha Rao. This is the fear-mongering of the RSS or dog whistle politics that Varis Pathan and Asaduddin Owaisi speak of, sir.
Gaurav, to you and all to our panelists and also all the viewers of India Today, a very happy Vijay Dashmi. And on this auspicious day, Sarsang Chalaji delivers a speech. And today, everything he said about today, I think is something that every Indian who wants an India of peace, an India of progress, I think this is a speech that really addresses all issues that concern India as a nation. There is nothing in the speech that anyone can take exception. But obviously, the likes of Mr. Owaisi, who actually live on communalizing the country, who actually convert hate mongering into their vote banks, I think they will certainly object to it. Honorable, I think the respected Sarsang Chalaji, what did he say? In the speech, he talked about staying together. He said we all should condemn any attacks on any society in our country. He did not say, okay, the attacks on any other community are less violent than among Hindus. He said this country, we should really criticize, we should not sanction any kind of violence in the society.
Okay.
And what can you find any problematic with that? Second, he said we need to have a religious balance. He talked about the international situation, how in several parts of the world, religious imbalance has caused certain kind of demographic and also led to certain evolution of some countries. So I think these are matters to be discussed, debated. I think these are matters to be
so discuss and debate without fear mongering is what you're saying.
Fact, Mr. Wasim, is it not a fact that the fertility rate among Muslims even today is significantly higher than among Hindus? Is population control not a matter that should be a
No.
concern of every section of the society? He did not name any religion today, but it's a fact that we as Indians in the next 25 years, Honorable Prime Minister told us during the Independence Day speech, and he's been repeating this. Let us not talk about rights now. Let us understand our duties and responsibilities as people of this country. And population growth and explosion is certainly a challenge that needs to be addressed and to be accepted and adopted by every
Varis Pathan,
demographic
respond.
group.
Varis Pathan, respond. Mohan Bhagwat is talking about one population policy for all Indians and its equal implementation. How is it targeting Muslims? How is this dog whistle politics? How is this wrong? Sir, India suffered partition. India is seeing a demographic imbalance in some border areas according to security agencies. You're seeing in some areas, in some parts of the world, where whether it's East Timor or in South Sudan, the problems RSS chief points to. How is this anti-Muslim when he says same policy for everyone in this country?
Just now, Mr. Rao was speaking about the fertility rate. So let me tell you, I have got the data with me, Mr. Narasimha Rao. The fertility rate among Muslims, the largest minority, is the highest among all major communities, but has been declining fast. It's now almost equal to that of Hindus, according to a report last year by PEW Research Center. So why do you say there is an imbalance? No, Mr. Mohan Bhagwat spoke about the Amravati incident. He condemned the incident. We all unanimously condemn the incident. Nobody supports violence of any kind. Nobody supports criminal activities. Nobody supports the call for Tanse Juda should be given. But at the same time, the same tone, he should have condemned the call for genocide of Muslims. It's being given by so many people during this Dharam Sansad issue. What is the Dharam Sansad meant for? To teach people about the Hinduism. But that what is the taught there? That they're told, their children are told, please leave pen, pencil and books, pick up sword, kill Muslims. That is what they are taught there. Okay. Why does he not condemn that issue? Why does he not condemn that?
Jivel Narasimha Rao, respond in this aspect. I'll come back to Varis Pathan. I'll come back to you on that aspect. Sir, you've raised the Dharm Sansad and Jivel Narasimha Rao. Sir, please respond to that. But Mr. Pathan, you must also respond. How is this anti-Muslim when there is talk of one policy for all Indians? How does this target only Muslims? But Jivel Narasimha Rao, respond on the Dharm Sansad, please.
No, Gaurav, I think you cannot, they have been referring to only this. What about Akbaruddin Owaisi? I will answer about Dharm Sankat. Has your party condemned your own founder's sibling?
Varis Pathan, Gaurav,
what did Akbaruddin Owaisi say? No. Will you condemn your own leader, Akbaruddin Owaisi, brother of Asaduddin Owaisi, who said let the police turn the other way, give us 15 minutes and we will finish off the Hindu society. Is that not what he stated? Please condemn it now. Then you question me on any other statements. I will condemn that also. Okay. Please condemn what Akbaruddin said is wrong.
As you asked me a question, allow me to make my point. My friend Narasimha, for that, Akbar Owaisi, who was taking his treatment in London, left his treatment, came to Hyderabad, surrendered himself before the court of law.
No, for 42 days he was kept in custody. Law has taken its course.
And for 10 years he fought the case, and now the courts have exonerated him of all charges.
I want you to condemn that statement.
How many of these Dharam Sansad people have been arrested so far? How many of them
face criminal cases so far? How many of them have been
convicted so far?
Please condemn the statement before you question statements by others.
Equality, we remind him of these things.
But
no, on
both sides, on both sides,
what happened in that hate speech and what happened to this hate speeches. Thus yesterday, Gaurav, just 2 days prior, Swami, purported to be Hindu Swami, says so. He made a call for genocide of the Muslim. He said, your nariyal kaatne ka jo aata hai, keep that ready. He says, pick up sword. How many of you are ready? And people raise hands. I have tweeted and I have asked the UP police to take action against him. But Yogi government is silent on that.
Jivel Narasimha Rao will respond to that.
Why is he allowed to move?
But again, Varis Pathan, I will come back to you. I will come back to you on my question. How is a uniform policy for all Indians on population control anti-Muslim? I'll come back to you on that. But Varis Pathan, please respond. Hate mongering, whether allegedly by Akbaruddin Owasi or by some Dharam Sansad, either ways, sir, rule of law has to prevail in India. One person cannot be permitted to pick up the sword against the other, or something that is used, to break the coconut, sir. Mr. Rao.
No, Gaurav, I think in now because we are discussing the speech today, Vijay Dashmi's speech, there was absolutely no justification of any kind. We have to stay together. We have to. This is a country where every religion must respect each other. But an act of violence perpetrated by one community, by Muslim community here, I will say, because the Kanhaiya Lal incident was mentioned, cannot be justified by any section of the society. But that is what the likes of Akbaruddin Owais, Asaduddin Owaisi have done, and all their cheerleaders. They justify such acts of violence, and in fact they propagate such violence as an act of heroism in social media. It is this barbarism that needs to be condemned. And if a section of the Hindu society also makes statements which call for violence, certainly the BJP will not support any such acts. We will condemn them. We have condemned them in the past.
And Varis Pathan, it has to be very clear. Whoever says anything which is against the law, the strictest possible action needs to be taken against these individuals. But the fact is, when the RSS chief talks about everyone living together, why not try and live together? You know, the issue is not fertility rate, for example, which you say is declining for Muslims. The issue also is infiltration of people from other countries, forced conversion, resulting in changing demographic profile. These are aspects that Mohan Bhagwat is raising, and he's saying it is leading to problems. It will lead to more problems in years ahead. You recall what happened at Azad Maidan violence in Mumbai, when people in our country were rising up in favor of Rohingya Muslims. It has to be Indian first, India first, and not something else first. Varis Pathan.
Well, Gaurav, you are right. Initially, in my statements, I have said so that we condemn all kind of violence, we condemn all kind of provocative statements leading to violence. Even Mohan Bhagwat today said that the Amravati incidents was condemned. We condemn Sartan se Juda Nara also. But similarly, why does he not condemn those statements being made during the Dharam Sansad? Why Mr. Narasimha Rao is not answering that
but
question?
He said we condemn.
Why does he not condemn the mob lynching of Muslims, sometime in the name of Gav Raksha, sometime in the name of Jai Shri Ram? Why does they not condemn that? Why does Mr. Mohan Bhagwat not speak about the rising unemployment amongst the youth? Why does he not speak about the dollar versus the rupee issue? Rupee has crossed 82.64, and the day is not far when we will see it's going to 100. It will be a century for all of us. And because of that, due to unemployment, due to not proper hygienic facilities and all, nobody is marrying now. So where does he get this from? That the population is exploding. In fact, the people have educated now, and they are using contraceptives to control that. So he should have spoken about such issues, but no, he spoke about Amravati, where he should have condemned the Dharam Sansad also. Amravati, everybody condemned. Okay. He should have spoken about the people who use some kind of language against our Prophet, peace be upon him. He should have condemned that as well. Why did he not condemn that? Who judged the sentiments of billions of Muslims all over the world? Because
GVL Narasimha Rao, Mohan Bhagwat may speak of peaceful coexistence, but what's actually happening on ground, sir? Asaduddin Owaisi is saying, and he's also putting out, and we'll put out those images, he's saying there's mass radicalization that is happening. He's pointing to images of Kheda, where Muslim youth are being flogged in public amidst chants of Vande Mataram. Sir, how can youth be flogged in public?
Gaurav, you see, it's any act of violence or anyone taking law into their hands, or anyone acting beyond their beyond the powers that are ordained in them is certainly objectionable, condemnable, and we have condemned all such actions. But the problem is, such acts are only condemned when BJP is the target. When Congress ruled states or administration and Congress ruled governments do it, it is taken as if it's a matter of their right. A Dalit rape or a Dalit girl being raped and killed in Alwar is considered acceptable. But a Dalit boy being flogged in another state, BJP ruled state, becomes international news. I think both are to be condemned. But here, the false focus on only BJP ruled states, BJP governments, RSS, this is a part of agenda. And that is what people of this country find. Dharma statements or speeches at Dharma Sansad were criticized all over. The whole nation, a large section of the Hindu society condemned.
Let the strong arm of the law also follow.
Kanhaiya Lal's murder has not been condemned by a majority of the Muslim community. Most of them have actually
everybody condemned it.
Used it to
Don't lie here. Everybody condemned what happened to Kanhaiya or what happened in Amravati. We all condemn. We all condemn Sartan se juda nara. But you never condemn. Why don't you condemn yesterday's incident of Kheda in Gujarat when Muslims were flogged openly by the police officers? 9 Muslim youths you flog openly before the entire media, before the entire public, and you chant slogans there. And where is rule of law? And in that state is by Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. Both of them come from that state. Mohan Bhagwat should have stated so that we have condemned it strong words. How can you allow this kind of flogging openly, Mr. Narasimha Rao? Do you condemn it or not?
Hold on. Varis Pathan.
But tying them on the
Why? Hold on. Who condemned? I want to learn from you, Varis Pathan. Who condemned?
In a gruesome manner.
Varis Pathan, I want to understand from you, sir. Flogging, you are very upset about. Stone pelting at Garba, a Hindu religious procession. Nobody is condemning.
Condemnable.
It's not their birthright.
Condemnable.
It's not their birthright to pelt stones at Garba.
I condemn stone pelting. I condemn stone pelting anywhere, but I do condemn even that the police officers have no right to flog the Muslim youths before the entire people in an open place. They should have picked them up.
Why didn't 10 Muslim leaders stand up and tell these Muslim chaps who are alleged to have hurled stones at Garba that there is a Hindu religious procession? You dare not throw stones at them.
Well then, Gaurav. Well, then I request the government of the day to issue a notification or a GR saying that this Garba Navratri festival is a dharmic festival, it's only meant for Hindus, and non-Hindus are not permitted. Let them take out a GR, and I am sure that the Muslims of the country will obey that and nobody will go there. Why to go if you are not invited? Why should you go? Why should you hide
they
your
pelt
identity
stones?
and go?
I am sorry. Jivel Narasimha Rao. Does it require a GR? Does it a GR, incidentally, for the benefit of our viewers, is a government order or a regulation? Is a GR required to tell Muslims not to pelt stones at Garba?
I think it is stretching this up.
Don't attend the Garba festival.
Would you?
It is a Hindu festival. Why should you go there? Take out a GR for that.
Wasim, would you ask for the same GR when Muslims celebrate their festivals? Would you be very broad-minded if all Hindus or some youth among Hindus land up in your celebrations and start creating disturbance? Will you accept that? Will you then call for? Will you issue a GO or a
Hindus
GR?
and Muslims were celebrating all
when it is
my friend Mr. Rao,
Muharram,
we live India does not have any religion.
Come and create
Our great nation Bharat does not have any religion.
Hindus to
we
come and
celebrate
create
all the
nuisance
festivals
in your
together.
festivities? Would you allow Hindu youth to come and create nuisance in your festivities?
Our Hindu brothers used to celebrate Eid and Muslim brothers used to celebrate Diwali along with them. But since the BJP has come to power, since this
Muslims started pelting stones
in such a way, they have to see these things every day. The radicalization has increased. Because of the BJP's hatred policy towards the Muslims, this radicalization is taking place. Every day we see this kind of incidents happening in our country. Earlier we used to celebrate festivals
it is being argued that these are instances of targeted violence. Hold on. One by one. Permit me. Jivel Narasimha Rao. It is being argued that these are instances of targeted violence against Muslims in the name of justice. Clearly no one can justify street flogging by the police or razing of homes by administrative action. Courts are there to pronounce a person guilty or innocent, sir.
Gaurav, any high-handedness on the part of the administration certainly will call for administrative action. But let me also say this: if anybody goes and creates nuisance, how do you expect the police to stop it? They will certainly resort to lathi charge or some kind of action on the ground. But doing it doing any excess of it will certainly call for a disciplinary action. But in this country, even a lathi charge of a Muslim is considered to be a sort of a sacrilege. And while beheading of a Hindu tailor is considered as a part of some kind of secular justice. I think it is this contrived form of secular justice, what you call secular justice, that people of this country are fed up with.
Okay, if everyone has to live together and in harmony, Varis Pathan, it is time for the Muslim community to speak to these stone pelters and tell them what's not acceptable in Kashmir is not acceptable in Gujarat either. There can be no stone pelting of a religious Hindu ceremony. It's an absolute no-no.
Nowhere such kind of incidents must take place, either in Kashmir, Kanyakumari, anywhere in the country. We all must follow the rule of law. Nobody should indulge into stone pelting. Nobody should indulge into flogging of the Muslims in open area, especially by those police officers. Nobody should do such kind of slogans of just Muslim genocide. Go there, kill them, leave the books and pencil, pick up sword and kill the Muslim. Nobody should give that call for genocide as well. And we have been living in peace and harmony since several years. We have been following Jamna Tehzeeb. We have been saying secular India is a secular country. And there is no religion. Bharat does not have any religion. We all follow everybody's religion. I celebrate Diwali, you celebrate Eid with me. But now the radicalization has gone to such an extent because of the BJPs and the RSS, which they've created the hatred policy all over the country. They started with the namaz, then with the hijab, then on the madrasa, loudspeaker, everything they want to see that they want to. It is a targeted activity against the Muslims of the country by the BJP and the RSS. They have targeted them in all spheres. Sometimes they say don't buy from the Muslims.
The Muslims are feeling targeted, and I'm sure Varis Pathan you're not saying. Varis Pathan, I am confident, sir, that you're not saying that Muslims are being targeted and that is why they're pelting stones at Garba. I'm sure you're not saying that, and I hope you're not saying that.
No, I'm not saying that.
I hope that no Hindu festival will be targeted ever again.
They must ensure justice for all. I say that the government of the day must follow the constitution, which speaks about equality. If you are punishing a particular person for committing a particular crime, the same punishment should be meted out to the other party also.
Sir, that is exactly the point about population control also. Same rules for everyone in India. But please respond, sir.
Just yesterday, Jharkhand, one of the fellow Muslim was mob lynched.
Please respond. Muslims are feeling targeted. One day it is hijab, one day it is madrasa, one day it is loudspeaker, one day it's something else. Muslims are being othered in our country, is Varis Pathan's point, sir.
I think this is stretching this debate too far. Basically, there is a fake narrative that is pervaded in this country. I think the likes of Varis Pathan, MIM, and their entire ecosystem have been, since 2014, they have been spreading this propaganda that India is intolerant, India is not safe, because MIM, Congress, and many of their friends have been losing elections. They've been spreading that false agenda. If there has been communal peace and harmony in any decade or in any period of post-independent India, it is under Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. 2014 till now, India has not seen any major incidents of either communal violence or terrorism, and India has been the most secure and peaceful, which is what these people are intolerant about. And therefore, it does.
Clearly, the last hasn't been heard on this issue. The RSS chief, of course, talking about everyone living together in harmony and common laws in our country. We will continue to track that debate. GVL Narasimha Rao and Varis Pathan for joining me on this part of 5 Live. Many thanks. A quick break coming up on the other side. K. Chandrasekhar Rao's mega 2024 ambition. KCR goes national, renames his party Bharat Rashtra Samiti. Celebrations in Telangana. Details coming up.
everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now.
Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao is going national. He's ticked off TRS's mission 2024. KCR's TRS is now National Party Bharat Rashtra Samiti. Months after positioning himself as a key national player, he's toured states, he's met opposition leaders in a bid to form a united front against the Bharatiya Janata Party. Telangana Chief Minister held a key meeting with JDS leaders, cabinet colleagues and district presidents of his party to discuss the roadmap for the new party BRS. The Bharat Rashtra Samiti has now been launched at the Telangana Bhavan. It's placed itself as another party joining the League of Modi challengers. The BJP and the Congress have both hit out at KCR's national ambition, claiming the BRS was forced to catapult his family to the top of the structure in the state.
क्योंकि सारे हिंदुस्तान की आवाम देख रही है कि 9 साल से क्या हाल है। हिंदुस्तान तरक्की की तरफ बजाय बैठवा की तरफ जा रहा है, गिरानी आसमान पे जा चुकी है। लोग देख रहे हैं कि कोई ऐसा लीडर आए, जिस तरह जयप्रकाश नारायण आए थे, उसी तरह कोई ऐसे लीडर आए, सारे लोगों को एक जगह जोड़े और हिंदुस्तान में एक रेवोल्यूशन लेकर ले गए। लोग गुजरात मॉडल कहते रहे, टोटली बेकार है। आप हमारी स्टेट घूम लीजिए और हैदराबाद घूम लीजिए। असल में इंडिया में तरक्की करने वाली कोई स्टेट है, वो तेलंगाना में स्टेट है।
Well, it's perfectly fine for regional parties to have national ambitions. But when you do something like changing the name of your party from Telangana Rashtra Samiti to Bharat Rashtra Samiti, a party that you formed purely to tap into the emotion for the state of Telangana, and now when it is inconvenient, you dump the party because it has served the purpose of catapulting you to the top of the power structure in the new state. Your family today enjoys unbridled power, and as a result of that is the massive corruption that we see in Telangana. You have moved on. So in a sense, you are cheating the people of Telangana. You have used them. You have used their emotion for the state of Telangana, and you have now decided to move on. How does it reflect on KCR as a leader?
इस देश में दो ही दल हैं जो दिल्ली में सरकार बनाने के लिए ताकत रखते हैं, बीजेपी और कांग्रेस है। तीसरा कोई विकल्प नहीं है। अगर कांग्रेस पार्टी का समर्थन तेलंगाना राज्य के गठन में नहीं होता तो क्या कल भी तेलंगाना राज्य बन सकता था? बहुत कुछ वादे किए थे केसीआर साहब ने हम लोगों के साथ, में उसको दोहराना नहीं चाहता, लेकिन केसीआर साहब को जितना आप जानते शायद मैं नहीं जानता।
नेशनल नाम होना चाहिए वीआरएस, नॉट बीआरएस। वीआरएस और हमारे देश के लिए न केवल बीजेपी आरएसएस से खतरा है, पर टीआरएस जैसे पार्टियों से भी खतरा है।
And ahead of the Dussehra celebrations in Maharashtra, big news coming in from Maharashtra. Shiv Sena Lok Sabha MP Krupal Tumane has claimed that members of parliament and members of legislative assembly from the Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiv Sena, some of them are likely to join Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde later today. There is a major show of strength planned with two Shiv Sena rallies on Dussehra. Uddhav Thackeray faction will have its rally at the Shivaji Park at Dadar, and the Eknath Shinde faction will have it at the MMRDA grounds at the Bandra Kurla complex. At present, the Shinde faction has about 40 MLAs, including of course the Chief Minister himself, and 12 Lok Sabha MPs. The Thackeray faction has close to 15 MLAs and 6 Lok Sabha MPs.
प्रकारे शक्ती प्रदर्शन म्हणता येईल?
हे शक्ती प्रदर्शन नाही आहे. काही मोठे नेते सुद्धा आज आमच्याकडे येणार आहेत. ते संध्याकाळी तुम्हाला 7 वाजता दिसेल.
काय प्रकारे शक्ती प्रदर्शन म्हणता येईल?
हे शक्ती प्रदर्शन नाही आहे. काही मोठे नेते सुद्धा आज आमच्याकडे येणार आहेत. ते संध्याकाळी तुम्हाला 7 वाजता दिसेल.
So, what Shiv Sena leaders of the Eknath Shinde faction are saying that at least 2 MPs and 5 MLAs of the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction are to jump ship and join the Eknath Shinde faction. Of course, all of this is very, very hush-hush. Later this evening, there would be a massive show of strength. The real Shiv Sena, who is the inheritor of Balasaheb Thakeray's legacy in Maharashtra. Is it the Uddhav Thackeray-led faction or the Eknath Shinde-led faction of the Shiv Sena, which also has the support of the Bharatiya Janata Party and is in power in Maharashtra? So the Shiv Sena MP Tumane is saying that at least 2 MPs and 5 MLAs are to jump ship. This is a massive claim made by Krupal Tumane. There are 2 rallies that will be held later this evening, and India Today will be reporting from ground zero from both the rally venues. You have Uddhav Thackeray at Shivaji Park at Dadar and Eknath Shinde at the MMRDA grounds at the Bandra Kurla complex. We will continue to track developments on the story very, very closely later this evening. I once again want to take this opportunity and wish all our viewers a very happy Dashera. But before I go, I want to take you to my colleague Akshita Nandgopal, who joins us live from these Dashera celebrations. And this is the day when we celebrate the victory of good over evil. And Ravan, Kumbhkarn and Meghnad behind you likely to go up in flames, or has rain been a dampener? Akshita.
Gaurav, good evening. Wishing you and all of you a very, very happy Dashera. I'm in the heart of it all at the Ram Leela Maidan, and you can see that the festivities have begun behind me. On the other side of a very, very short break here on 6 p.m. Prime, I'm going to be running you through all of the action, all the Dashera celebrations from here at the Ram Leela Maidan and across the country. So stay with us here on India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
With every sunrise comes new beginnings, new opportunities and new stories. And that's why we're first up. While you're sleeping, we're hard at work to ensure you get the perfect news shot every morning. Get you all the updates. Our morning mission, to get you news that's fresh and packed with flavor. Watch First Up every weekday morning with me, Akshita Nandgopal, right here on India Today.
Justice, liberty, equality, the pillars that built India. A nation where everyone has dignity and opportunities to prosper. But today, over 75 years after independence, Dalits remain a community trapped for centuries by the caste system, languishing in a dismal state. Nearly 20% of India's population is Dalit. Dalits still live in abject poverty, excluded on the margins, facing atrocities, toxic untouchability, and no opportunities for economic upliftment. The father of India's constitution, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, fought all his life for the upliftment of Dalits. In the past, many state and central governments have made big promises, but it has been nothing more than lip service. Basic human rights have still not been delivered. Dalits remain downtrodden and discriminated against. This shocking reality is a national shame. Few have dared to break the cage of caste discrimination until now. Friend to the downtrodden, upholding human rights and dignity, championing Ambedkar's India, KCR is showing India and the world our revolution is sparked in Telangana through his path-breaking scheme, Telangana Dalit Bandhu. A Approximately 17,50,000 Dalit families call Telangana home. And now they are calling Telangana the land of opportunity. Thanks to Dalit Bandhu, launched in 2021 by the TRS government, a world-first scheme which will give each Dalit family an astounding financial boost of 10 lakh rupees. There are many more schemes along with this which are under implementation all over the state. But Dalit Bandhu is a specially designed program for the upliftment of the Dalit community. It has an unprecedented objective to uplift 17,50,000 Dalit households with a one-time capital grant of 10 lakh rupees per household, 100% subsidy with zero repayment, delivered via direct-to-beneficiary transfer, with a dedicated Dalit Bandhu scheme help desk and monitoring committee at village, mandal, district and state level, and a 10% reservation for Dalits in profit-generating schemes, government contracts and licenses. In addition to this, Telangana has another visionary program for Dalit students, residential schools and colleges, and Ambedkar Overseas Vidya Nidhi, a 20 lakh rupees overseas scholarship, giving them the most powerful tool for success: education. Huzurabad, 2021. The Telangana Dalit Bandhu pilot was launched. Telangana's Dalit Bandhu is a path-breaking scheme that places absolute trust in the beneficiary. Each household has complete freedom and flexibility to decide its business and how to grow their dreams.
నేను వచ్చేసి ఫార్మసీ చదివాను సార్. దాని తర్వాత యాజ్ ఏ ఫార్మసిస్ట్గా చాలా ప్లేస్లో చేశాను సార్. ఎప్పుడైతే మన తెలంగాణ గవర్నమెంట్ ఈ దళిత బంధు పెట్టిందో అప్పుడు ఇంకా నాకు ఎప్పటి నుంచో నా ఓన్గా బిజినెస్ పెట్టుకున్నామని నాకు అంతకుముందే ఉండేది సార్. మన టీఆర్ఎస్ గవర్నమెంట్ దళిత బంధు స్కీమ్ ఒకటి పెట్టి నా ఓన్గా నేను సెటిల్ కావడానికి ఒక ఆపర్చునిటీ క్రియేట్ చేసింది సార్.
Households were identified as beneficiaries and the direct benefit transfer of 10 lakh rupees was made. Each family unit was free to decide how they wished to invest this 100% subsidy. It could be a single or multiple businesses. Multiple beneficiaries could pool their resources to build a bigger business. It could be in any sector of their choice. The sky was the limit. In no time, the stories of transformation began rolling in. These are just a small fraction of the 40,000 success stories that Telangana has empowered through the Dalit Bandhu scheme. In just 1 year, it has smashed records for any Dalit upliftment scheme in the country. Till date, the Dalit Bandhu scheme has been implemented in all 119 assembly constituencies in Telangana. Beneficiaries have achieved prosperity for their families. They have also created opportunity for their community by providing employment and revenue. The resounding success of the Dalit Bandhu scheme has energized the TRS government to accelerate its efforts. From 40,000 beneficiaries with an outlay of 4,441.8 crore rupees, now Telangana government has raised the Dalit Bandhu budget to reach about 2 lakh beneficiaries with an outlay of 17,700 crore rupees, making this the world's largest direct benefit scheme.
దళిత బంధు వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఈ 10 లక్షలు అనేది మామూలుగా అందరికీ ఆపర్చునిటీ రాదు. ఇది పూర్తిగా గవర్నమెంట్ వాళ్ళు మాకు 10 లక్షలు ఇచ్చేసి మీ ఇష్టం ఉన్న వ్యాపారాన్ని పెట్టుకో అని చెప్పేసి అనడం వల్ల మాకు ఇంత ఆర్థిక పురోగతి కలిగింది. అదే కాకుండా మేము ఇంతకుముందు ఒక దగ్గర వర్కర్గా పనిచేసిన వాళ్ళం ఇప్పుడు ఓనర్గా ఉండగలుగుతున్నాం.
Never before has such a revolutionary scheme been designed to end caste discrimination, where Dalits receive 100% opportunity along with 100% dignity.
దళిత బంధు పథకం రాకముందు మేమైతే చాలా స్ట్రగుల్స్ ఫేస్ చేసాము. దళిత బంధు పథకం కింద మేము ఈ ఎంబ్రాయిడరీ మిషన్ ఎంచుకొని పెట్టుకున్నాము. నేర్చుకున్న వరకునే నేను ఫుల్ఫిల్ చేయాలనుకొని ఈ ఎంబ్రాయిడరీ స్టార్ట్ చేశాను సార్. ఇచ్చినందుకు చాలా చాలా ధన్యవాదాలు కేసీఆర్ గారికి, తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వానికి కూడా మేము ఎంతో రుణపడి ఉన్నాము.
ముగ్గురం కలిసి ఒక యూనిట్ పెట్టాము. అంటే 30 lakhs పెట్టి ఒక వెహికల్ను ఇప్పుడు అమెరికన్ టూరిస్ట్ షాప్ పెట్టాము.
బాగానే నడుస్తుంది ఇప్పుడైతే. అంటే నేను జాబ్ చేసేవాడిని, ఇప్పుడు ఓనర్గా అంటే ఒక కంపెనీ ఓనర్గా ఇప్పుడు ఫీల్ అవుతున్నా. చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఉంది.
జీవనోపాధిగా మిషన్ కుట్టుకుంటూ బ్రతికేదాన్ని సార్. మాకు 3 పిల్లలు, వాళ్ళని చదివించుకుంటూ మేము బ్రతకాలంటే చాలా కష్టమైంది సార్. ఇప్పుడు దళిత బంధు ద్వారా కేసీఆర్ గారు ఆదుకున్నారు సార్. వాళ్ళు ఇద్దరం కలిసి పెట్టుకున్నాం సార్ మిషన్. కోయంబత్తూరు నుంచి వెళ్ళి తెప్పించుకున్నాం సార్ మిషన్ను. నాన్ ఓవెన్ బ్యాగ్స్ సార్. మేము మాకు నెలకు 50,000 వరకు వస్తాయి సార్. 3 జీతాలు 50,000 వరకు వస్తాయి సార్.
For Telangana's leadership, it's not about breaking records, but about ensuring financial freedom for all. Each Dalit Bandhu grant of 10 lakh rupees has an inbuilt 10,000 rupees safety net, Dalita Rakshana Nidhi, to ensure that all Dalit families get financial assistance from the fund at times of distress. To further strengthen this, Telangana government contributes additional 10,000 rupees, which is over and above each grant. A great safety net that has no parallel anywhere in the world. For the KCR government, this is more than just a financial benefit. If any beneficiary of Dalit Bandhu meets with fatal disease or accident, the family should not go through additional depression and hard times. They should remain protected. That is the true purpose of the special safety net designed as Dalita Rakshana Nidhi.
కేసీఆర్ సార్ ఇంత పెద్ద స్కీమ్ తీసుకురావడం అనేది చాలా గొప్ప విషయం సార్. మాలాంటి వాళ్ళకి ఓన్గా ఒక కంపెనీ పెట్టి ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ కావాలనుకునే వాళ్ళ కోసం ఇది గోల్డెన్ ఆపర్చునిటీ.
అదే కాకుండా దళితులు అంటే సమాజంలో అందరికీ చిన్న చూపుగానే ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఇవ్వడం వల్ల
సారు దళిత బంధు ఇచ్చి మమ్మల్ని ఎంతో ఆదుకున్నారు సారు. మాకు మరో అంబేద్కర్ గారు సారు మాకైతే మాటల్లో చెప్పలేము. ఆయనకు మాకు ఎంతో బతుకునిచ్చిండ్రు అసలు.
Under the fearless leadership of KCR, Dalits finally have a government that protects and defends them. Telangana inspires them to overcome oppression and empowers them to be bold, so that each Dalit can move up in the world with head held high, creating their own success story, making Telangana shine, and in turn, India.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices.
Co-presented by PolicyBazaar.com. Co-powered by Buy, Sell, Rent on 99acres.com. Co-powered by Galaxy Z Fold 4. In association with LIC, हर पल आपके साथ.
Hello and a very good evening. You're tuned into 6 p.m. Prime. I'm Akshita Nantagopal, and this time